something.
I thought Neil's was back this way, though.
Yeah, I thought it was too. Dang it.
We'll get there. We'll be all right.
Dang it. Okay. Just ran out of gas. Just ran out of gas. Okay. We might have to get out. Let's see if we got a gas tank back here. I thought I brought one.
There's a gas tank.
Oh,
But
well,
is there a gas can?
not the gas can is what I meant, But,
Right.
Jimmy, is there anything?
Here, let me
Whoa,
help you, Jimmy.
guys. Look.
Oh!
What?
Start the car. Start the car. Start the car. Start the car.
Okay. Oh, I can't.
Start the car.
Start the
car.
I can't. Okay, we're just gonna have to get out.
A little more context behind that sound here in a minute. But first, welcome to the Rhythm Section podcast, where me and Jeff spotlight the greater Memphis and North Mississippi music community by sharing the stories of our amazing artists. This podcast is produced by SRP Studios, a production agency that elevates brand visibility and credibility for businesses using podcast marketing. Go to srpstudiosllc.com for a free consultation.
New episodes drop on Apple and Spotify every Wednesday morning. You can also catch us on YouTube and Facebook at 6 p.m. Central every Wednesday. Go to therhythmsectionpod.com for all information.
Today's episode is sponsored in part by Boba Cream. Boba Cream is a veteran-owned, family-friendly business serving delicious boba tea and desserts with a commitment to quality and customer satisfaction.
They are located at 131 West Commerce Street in Hernando, Mississippi. Business hours are Tuesday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And Boba Cream is our one retail location for Rhythm Section Pod merchandise. We got shirts, we've got hats, we've got mugs, tumblers, and free stickers. Go to msbobacream.com for more information. We're also sponsored by Hadley's Pub. Join Hadley's as the Christmas for the Kids benefit drive kicks off its 2023 campaign this month with the annual 12 Days of Giving events with the debut of Kevin and Bethany Page rocking out Hadley's Saturday, November 18th.
This will be Hadley's 8th year to be involved and ready to hit the ground running with great events all the way up until December the 23rd.
Hadley's invites you and all of your friends to join them for great music, fun times, and killer events to help raise money for as many kids and deserving families as possible this year.
Check out their Facebook and Instagram pages for more info on these great events.
And if you are a business or a band interested in advertising on this podcast, go to therhythmsectionpod.com. There's a tab right at the top called Advertise on TRS. Fill out that contact form, and I'll get back to you, and we will figure something out.
Absolutely.
All right, so that soundbite is courtesy of some friends of ours.
Yep.
Sean Few, Jimmy Fault, Josh Haynes, and Chris Cook.
Right.
And it is Sean, Jimmy, and Josh doing a cover of an Alice Cooper song called He's Back, Man Behind the Music. It's on Josh Haynes' YouTube channel.
Okay.
And it's something they made, but they made it like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it just ended up in my feed. I think Josh reposted it or something. It was a memory that came up.
Right.
And I clicked into that thing, and what I saw was amazing.
Yeah.
It's these guys that made it's more than just doing a cover video of a song. They added an indie slasher film to it. And that is the opening scene that you just heard. Mm-hmm. And when you hear that, it's a guy with a hockey mask and a machete.
And for those of you who may not know who all these guys are, hopefully we're reaching an audience that maybe doesn't know who these folks are. Josh Haynes is an absolute guitar master, but he is clearly not that much of an actor. So
I didn't know where you were going with that. I was going to say, man, are you kissing someone's ass right now? What are we doing here?
No, Josh, stick with guitar.
But anyways, look, I put the link in the description. Please go watch this video. It is hilarious. You will not be disappointed. But today, our superstar today is Seth Kuykendall, otherwise known as Kuykendall.
Yeah, Kuykendall.
Yes, he in his day of interviewing, he mistakenly told us that was a name he hears a lot, Kuykendall. And I'm like, man,
he's going to hear it a lot more now.
So more on him later, and show dates for our band sponsors coming up. Next week, we have Andy and Tracy McCullough. Down the pipe, Kenny Francis, Troy Isom, and Lance Binder, and 2 other interviews that we're trying to nail down. And,
and Seth, Mr. Kuykendall himself, he's been waiting a while for this thing to be out, because we that was the one that we had some trouble. He came in, the whole studio was a nightmare. We lost all the footage. He came back in again. And we rescheduled his interview from season 1, right,
because of issues, and we addressed this stuff in the interview that you'll hear us talk about it more. And then I canceled on him when again the meltdown. I canceled him and everybody else,
right,
and then we rebooked them immediately as soon as I knew we were going to have a new season. But and like I said, great episodes coming up ahead.
Absolutely.
So, what's going on, Jeff?
Man, I can't wait to hear about your weekend. I think I took up all the airtime last week, so I'm gonna sit back and listen to your stories this week, because I know you had one hell of a road trip.
I probably had the most epic weekend of my life.
That's amazing.
And I'm not saying that with hyperbole.
That's great.
First and foremost, it's because I did it with my 15-year-old daughter, Skylar.
Yeah,
and we went to St. Louis this weekend. We're recording this on Monday the 6th. I just got back from St. Louis. After seeing not one but 2 Metallica concerts.
Right.
It's their new tour, 72 Seasons. They're doing a 2-day ticket deal where you go to 2 different nights, Friday, Sunday, and completely different sets.
Awesome.
They don't no repeats. And early on,
is there any rhyme or reason to the sets, or is it just they pick different stuff and do, or is it from different eras of Metallica?
Well, they spread it out, and I'm going to get into
sort
of the spread they had over the different eras. But you're in essence getting 2 unique shows,
right?
And those tickets went on sale in November of last year, and that's when I bought them. I did a pre-sale thing. I just jumped in early, got the best deal I could, considering, I got it before it went third market, and then was able to get some good seats and everything. And all that was available at first was the 2-day ticket deal. It wasn't until January that then they broke the concerts up and you could choose one or the other.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have to buy both nights. Okay.
But, they kind of make it so you need to jump on it if you want a good seat and at good rates and, before things start going up sky high.
The people who paid for one night probably paid as much as the early people paid for 2.
Yeah. Well, so you and I went to see Metallica in Nashville. I think it was 2018. I took you. And when comparing the prices, the 2-day ticket deal was a better deal when you're talking per show.
Yeah.
It definitely was. But what kills you is the hotels for 4 nights.
For sure.
For context on how special it is just to see Metallica for me is, my favorite band, basically my whole adult life. We talk about, grunge, and I've said it so many times with all these interviews that I am of the age, I was 13, 14, 15 when Nirvana and Pearl Jam and just the whole grunge started exploding.
Right.
Well, that's true, but there was also the Black Album.
Yeah.
In the mix of all of that. And that's what really cut through. At the same time, they released a year and a half of The Life of Metallica, which was this 2 VHS box set.
Right.
And it was the behind the scenes of making of the Black Album, and then the tour and the tour they did with Guns N' Roses. I mean, it was I watched that more than I watched Back to the Future and Ghostbusters.
Right.
And it just really hit hard. And then Cliff 'Em All is another documentary that was made in honor of Cliff Burton. Metallica fans that are listening to this right now are following along. Like they know these are iconic.
Oh, and I've never been a Metallica fan to the level that you are, I still know what all this is.
Yeah.
Metallica is such an iconic band that even if you didn't follow them avidly, you've heard all this.
They've broken through to everyone.
Yeah.
So again, I'm a Black Album guy, right?
Yep.
That's what hit me at that right age. But then you immediately go retro. It's the first thing you do. And then you hear Kill 'Em All,
Master of
Puppets, and Justice for All. You're like, holy shit.
Master of Puppets was my first introduction to Metallica.
Yeah, which is a good one.
First thing I ever heard, and it blew me away.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then I kind of fell off and didn't really listen to them until the Black Album came out.
Yeah.
And it was so different. Two totally different.
Oh, and you skipped over a very different album with Injustice for All.
Absolutely.
That's a whole other story.
Now I have heard them now, but at the time, chronologically, I didn't listen to them in order.
So Enter Sandman was like an early riff that I learned on guitar before I even owned a bass. And I played guitar first.
And of course, drummers wanted to learn that intro to Enter Sandman, the way that
all the toms and everything. Yeah,
all that.
Yeah. So fast forward all these years later, and look, through the Metallica years, again, I'm speaking to the fans out there that can kind of track with what I'm going. Like, I don't want to over-explain this stuff, but after the Black Album and then into the Load and Reload, the Load era and then Saint Anger and everything after that, it was easy to kind of just like flick away from Metallica. It wasn't until the tour that I took you on, the Hardwired to Self-Destruct,
right,
was the tour. They were in Nashville. I was like, dude, it's time. You got to go. Like, this is your favorite band. I've never been a big concert goer person. So I was like, do it. Buy 2 tickets. You're not going alone. So bring a friend. Just buy 2 tickets. And then I asked you. And it was so fun and so great for me to finally see my favorite band. I made a promise to myself. I'm like,
and it was a great show.
It was a great show. It was in the, is it Bridgestone Arena?
Yeah, that's right.
Bridgestone now.
I think it's still Bridgestone.
It was Gaylord. It's changed so many times. But so it was a classic Metallica arena show where they play in the round.
Right.
They've been playing in the round in arenas since the first Load tour.
Okay.
Right, so, and I just told myself, dude, like, the next time they're within earshot, you have to make another attempt. Like, you have to keep going with this. And then last year they dropped this new song, this new album, this new tour, and then I jumped on it.
Right.
Because I saw it in St. Louis. I'm in. And my daughter is absolutely part of that Stranger Things movement.
Sure.
Where I saw it with my own 2 eyes, her and I sitting watching the show together, because that is our show that we watch together.
Right.
And there comes that scene with Master of Puppets.
Right.
And the next thing I know, she wants a shirt.
Sure.
Like, it really,
they've introduced an entire
me.
generation to music they would have never heard.
Yeah. So then with that, I was like, all right, Skylar, we're going to Metallica. And she was like, really? When? I'm like, in a year.
Right.
She's like, okay. And then that day came finally. That weekend finally came. So, yeah.
Well, at least you didn't make the mistake that I made. Rush is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I never went. Put it off until Neil passed away. And, I'll never get that chance. Huey Lewis and the News, I always wanted to see them live. I put it off.
Same here.
Now Huey's got ear problems and hearing problems, and they're probably never going to get that opportunity. So at least you didn't do that with Metallica, because you never know, man. We're all getting older, and you just don't know how long they're going to do this. And you've seen them twice now, and maybe there'll be a third.
Well, it's technically 3 times.
That's true.
I got 2 full concerts. So this new tour is amazing,
right?
Because they're doing in the round in stadiums.
Yeah.
And it's a new state-of-the-art stage idea. It's hard for me to explain. Just go to Metallica's YouTube channel.
I'll do that.
And watch. They release songs from a lot of their tours. Like every few weeks, they push out like 3 or 4 filmed cuts from a tour.
Right.
Professionally done. Professional filming, audio, and you'll see the stage, this crazy stage that they're on. So we leave Friday. No, we leave Thursday.
All right.
Get there Thursday night, just chill out. Got a hotel room right around the corner from what they played, the Dome at America's Center.
Okay.
Where the St. Louis football team played the Rams, St. Louis Rams, before they
I see.
bolted to the West Coast.
Yep.
Now it's,
Right.
not a football team anymore.
Right.
So it was a dome, which was great. Even though the weather was good, it was going to guarantee, no rain or shine, didn't matter. But I was hoping to hear open sky sound.
Right.
With the big ass, it was basically a 67,000 seat arena. And it's just a lot of echo.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of echo. So the sound took a minute to kind of adjust in there. But so Friday's openers, Mammoth VH.
Okay.
Which is Eddie Van Halen's son.
Oh,
Wolfgang.
Wolfie. Yeah.
His band. And then Pantera.
Oh, nice.
Did you catch the video I posted?
I did see the video.
And then Metallica. So the Pantera deal was a big deal because, yes, hashtag not my Pantera.
Right.
I get it out there. There's no Dimebag. There's no Vinnie Paul. I get it. But I tell you what, kudos to Metallica for inviting them on this tour, because you still get to see the original singer and bass player, and Phil, the singer, that's the voice of Pantera.
Yeah.
But you get Zach Wilde on guitar, no slouch there.
No.
Charlie Benente, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
Okay.
Drummer from Anthrax.
Yeah.
So you're seeing thrash royalty there too. And you get to hear the beautiful Pantera music at ear blistering levels in a stadium.
Sure.
And it just sounded really awesome. So
cool.
Thumbs up to the Pantera.
Yeah, and look, we both understand the diehard Pantera fans. Not my Pantera, we do understand, but Queensryche is another band that I love, and they don't have their original singer anymore. So sometimes you just got to take what you can get and move on and enjoy it.
You got to deal with it. But yeah, it's when's the last time we were able to hear Pantera music live in a stadium like that?
Sure.
So that was great. And then they take a solid hour after band number 2 before Metallica. It gives everyone time to, I guess, go to the restroom and get their $15 beers.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they come out as they do. And they started the night with, what's the name of the, I'm already screwing this up. Ride the Lightning song. Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
I can't.
Creeping Death.
Okay, there we go.
I'm questioning myself here.
All good. We draw a blank once a time.
But so then Off and Running, and so now as Metallica does, they try to mix it up. So what I want to do is talk about the songs that they hit through the first 5 iconic albums: Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. Black Album.
Yep.
And this is going off memory.
Sure.
And this isn't in any particular order or any particular night.
Yeah.
So over the course of the weekend, this is what you got. All right. So again, this is out to the Metallica fans out there that will track with this. Kill 'Em All, they hit Whiplash and Seek and Destroy.
Ah.
So it's classics. Whiplash was the opener for night 2.
Okay.
Ride the Lightning, man, they hit For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yep.
The song Ride the Lightning.
Yep.
Fade to Black.
Yep.
Creeping Death.
Okay.
And then Call of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a deep instrumental cut off that album. So that was surprising. And then Puppets, Master of Puppets, they played Master of Puppets, Sanitarium.
Oh, love it.
And Orion, another classic instrumental, like the classic. In my mind, that is the instrumental from Metallica. Both showcase Cliff Burton, but not like Orion. Orion is a special song. So they perform that and they dedicate it to Cliff.
Okay.
That's their
very cool.
Tip of the hat to him. Tip of the hat. Yeah. The tip of a hat to the dead guy, right?
Well,
is such an idiot. But,
no, I understand.
All right. And Justice for All. Of course, 1.
Yeah.
They have to play 1. Harvester's Sorrow, Blackened. Classics. And then they hit, for the Black Album, Enter Sandman, Wherever I May Roam, Nothing Else Matters, Holier Than Thou, Sad But True.
Wow.
And I mean, listen to that catalog, and then they still have some stuff post Black Album that they bring out that are pretty good.
For someone like me who is not an avid Metallica follower, you probably only named maybe 3 songs that I don't recognize right there. They have got one hell of a catalog.
Yeah, it's crazy. So then they, between the Load and Reload albums, they hit King Nothing and Fuel, which now I've seen them perform Fuel twice.
Right.
All these years later, some of the the Load era stuff makes more sense to me. At the time, that was definitely like, not my Metallica, you know, and I don't know. And all these years later, you kind of appreciate that era a little more. But then there's just those songs that make more sense live. And Fuel's one of them. It's one of their 2 premier pyro songs.
Yeah.
So I posted a video of that.
Yeah.
So it's always good. But it's a big sound. It's a rocker that just sounds great live.
So how much was there a lot of pyro at this show?
Night number 1 was only for that one song. Fuel.
Okay.
And I posted it on my Facebook page if you all want to scroll down there. And I just clipped out that middle section.
Right.
You know, where James gets the crowd chanting to, and there's just bursts of flame along with, you know.
Because, you know, the show that we went to in Nashville was more of a light show.
Yeah, but they had flames.
Yeah, they had some, but it just wasn't heavy pyro. It was a lot of amazing lights.
Oh, for sure.
They even had the drones doing things, and it was really cool.
The light show at this one blew it away.
Really?
And it was awesome in Nashville, but it's just hard to explain the staging. Night number 2, they did a song called Moth into Flame, which is off of Hardwire to Self-Destruct. That's my favorite song on that album. And Moth into Flame, I mean, the word flames, you know, like, you know, they're going to bring in pyro, but there's moments of that song where it makes sense, where it's big hits. And you know, so night number 2, we got fire there, and you get fire for 1, the song 1.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, and then, you know, there's no complaining here.
Sure.
But, and this is so typical Metallica, and you kind of love them for it too. They don't shy away from their new stuff. When they go on a big tour for a new album, they play the new shit.
Right.
3 per night with a total of 6. Could have done without 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know, give us 2 a night, you know, because peel off the other 2 and let's revisit Injustice for All, or hit something else from Master of Puppets.
And I get that.
Let's go a little classic again. Because 4 of the 6 originals translated. Yeah. And 2 of them were like a fart in church. Right. But that's, even Metallica fans, when you hear a new song, you're just kind of chilling and, okay, can we get to, you know, Seek and Destroy?
Because their history is so amazing, and they've got such amazing, iconic hits that that's just what you really want to hear.
But sonically, it's amazing. And James Hetfield really is just a wizard up there. Yeah. The way he sings and his guitar playing cuts through the PA. You know, especially night number 2, it was the opening acts were Ice 9 Kills and 5 Finger Death Punch. And fun to watch. Big drums. Yeah. Very triggered drums. Okay. Lars doesn't trigger his drums. Right. If he does, it's used tastefully. But some of these other bands, I mean, you can tell they're triggered. But couldn't make out a guitar riff. Yeah. Like, you can't hear any notes. It's just a wall of blurry sound coming your way. Metallica isn't like that. Right. You know, and maybe they're juicing them up a little more because they're the headliner. Sure. Seats. Yeah. And clearly I had to have noticed this when I ordered the tickets, but I was pleasantly surprised nonetheless when I showed up to see that me and Skylar could not have had better seats, because we had a wall in front of us.
Oh, that's always great.
It was amazing. You know, so that the first big like loop, the concourse, we're the second half of the concourse, and we were behind where there's a stairwell. Yeah. And literally totally centered and squared away, where me and Skylar just got to sit there and watch a show. We stood up a little bit for Metallica, but even the guys around us that had views, like, we all sat down. We're all, I don't know.
Sure. No. 2 things I always look for when I'm buying tickets to a concert. I love the wall in front of me, and I got to be on the end because I'm going to have to pee at some point. So, and I don't want to have to crawl over everybody.
Well, we didn't have that luxury. We were right in the middle. But we're right at the 50-yard line. Right. I don't know however many rows up, but it was a great weekend. Got to do it with my kid. Right. She had no idea what the hell she was walking into. Sure. Night number 2 was easier for her, but night number 1, sensory overload a tad. She really,
I get it.
You know, she made it through Pantera. Right. and then into Metallica. So it was good stuff. You know?
Man, that's awesome that you got to do
that.
that with your daughter. Both of my kids' first concerts were Journey.
There you go.
Made sure that they had a really good one. Unfortunately, it wasn't with Steve Perry, but
another example of you're
keeping it
seeing
going.
them, but
Yeah.
you know, but
yeah, I made sure that they had good first concerts, and it's memories that they have the rest of their lives.
Oh, and great memories.
And I'm not saying this is her first concert, but it's first concert with Dad.
And an epic one. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Metallica.
Sure.
And then because of how it's laid out, Friday, Sunday, well, then we had all day Saturday in St. Louis, and even all day, Friday and Sunday. The concert's later, so we just cruised. And Sunday was a Sunday drive day where we just searched out a Starbucks,
Right.
and then just turned off the GPS and got lost.
Yeah.
And I just drove around and found a great, beautiful area of St. Louis that is like the Overton Square Park, golf course, zoo type of vibe times 10. It's just bigger.
With the violent crime or without?
I didn't see any violent. Well, I mean, St. Louis kind of is in the high end of, the top 10 list sometimes, right?
Yep.
But it was wonderful. The city was clean and
Cool.
is chill. And, granted, we didn't search out the bad areas. But, but have you ever been to St. Louis?
Oh, several times. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
cool.
it's just, we've, Susan and I have been to go to the Six Flags, took the kids there before. And I think we've gone to a concert there in the past, but I can't remember
At
what it was.
the arena?
Yeah. No.
I mean, the stadium?
No, it wouldn't have been in the stadium. It would have been a smaller, I went through a country phase where I was going to see all kinds of country acts. And it would have been a smaller venue for somebody like Tracy Lawrence or something like that.
Tracy Lawrence isn't going to bring in 67,000. And Metallica didn't sell it out either.
Did they
night.
not?
No.
Okay.
But okay, is 55,000
it's
awful?
No.
I don't know. I don't know the attendance, but there was definitely, when you look at the top nosebleed section, there's patches of empty seats. You could kind of see that around.
Yeah.
But down below,
It's packed.
yeah. So who knows? Let's say it's 55,000. That's,
That's some good money.
That's crazy.
They're not hurting.
They're still doing it. And then they do it 2 nights in one weekend.
Well, hopefully they got several more years in them, and I'd love to go catch another one with you somewhere at some point.
Well, they have one more city this year, and I didn't bring my shirt. I bought a concert shirt.
Right.
And then all the tour dates for next year.
Okay.
From May through November of next year.
Yeah.
They do Europe, then North America.
Yeah.
And Metallica is notorious for when they start nearing the end of the big planned announced tour, they end up adding new things.
Sure.
I wouldn't doubt if there's something that they have up their sleeve for 2025.
Right.
But
okay. Well, awesome, man.
Look, thanks for your flexibility because we're doing this on a Monday night. Thanks to everyone listening. This is just me geeking out about some Metallica here. So, so, but, let's talk about, our rock bands that work with us.
Yes.
Right? Yes, this is where we announce show dates for our band sponsors.
Yep.
And we're going to start off with Sean Few.
Yeah, man.
And is it Gaggle?
Covey, Gaggle, Coven, I don't know. He's got a bunch of bands.
And he's given us select dates for select bands. So it starts off Friday, November 10th, which will be this coming Friday, formerly known as at Lafayette's from 10 to 1.
Yep.
And Saturday, November 18th, with 6 Feet Thunder at Neil's, 8 to midnight.
And then Saturday, November the 25th, we got formerly known as again at Neil's, 8 to 12. And Sunday, December the 10th, Sean has got Bring Me Some Figgy Pudding, Christmas Quartet at Hadley's. These are all Sean Few bands. He's got 6 Feet Thunder, The Lost 45s, Contraband, and formerly known as. The order and everything is to be determined, but please come and check that out. I'll be there. I'm in Contraband. Looking forward to doing that.
Yes, and please follow Sean on Facebook at sean.few.7.
Yes.
All right, next up we have Seeing Red. Now, Seeing Red has a monthly residency at Lafayette's. And if you go to seeingredband.com, you can see their full schedule as it stands now. But what I'm going to do is give the next 3 months. We'll do like 3 month, rolling 3 months for their residency at Lafayette. So we got Saturday, December 2nd.
Yep.
Saturday, January 13th. And then Saturday, February 10th. All of those are at Lafayette's. All of them are 10 p.m. start dates. Call ahead and book your table. Trust me. Get you a good seat in there. Again, go to seeingredband.com for more information on them.
Yes. And are we at Area 51? I'm sorry, I blanked out on you.
I kind of threw it at you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I was looking at, well, I was sort of squirreling and I was backtracking as well. But yeah, Area 51, Friday, November the 17th at Hadley's 9 to 1. Friday, November the 24th at Neal's 8 to midnight. Saturday, November the 25th at Lafayette's 6 to 9. And you can follow Area 51 on Facebook at Area 51 Memphis. They are some fantastic players, and you will not be disappointed to get out and see any of these guys.
Yes, thank you so much for collaborating with us, Area 51, Seeing Red, and Sean Few. All right, Seth Kuykendall.
Yes.
Seth Kuykendall. We were glad to have him in here for a second time.
Yep.
Still the only person that's had to re-record with us. Again, we go into deeper detail in the interview, but we had a meltdown equipment-wise here.
It happens.
And we had this great interview with Seth, and then realized it was total dog shit, unusable, and rescheduled with him, and then you know, the meltdown, and then now we came back for this season, and we were glad to have him. And of course.
And since we interviewed Seth, I have now gotten to be a part of formerly known as when Mr. Jacob Turner had to be out of town for a reason. They called me and had me come in and sub for him. And I'm going to tell you something. Seth can play the shit out of that guitar.
Yes. And we talked about how crazy it is of how little experience he has.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the sense of resume of playing in bands.
Right.
And there's only one.
Yeah.
But now his Lost 45s, the 6 Feet Thunder filler and everything. But
you watch this guy do it and you would think he's been doing it for 25 years.
And there's a great story where he is in essence discovered at Martin Music. There's a guy working there. Seth's in there jamming, doing his thing. He gets asked, "Are you in a band?" No. It's like, well, I know this great guy. His name is Sean Few.
Yeah.
I should connect you all. I think he's looking for a guitar player.
Yeah.
And then there you have it. Yeah. You know, and he had never been in a real band.
Right.
Up to that point.
Right.
There was a little project of something like in school. There was one little thing he talked about.
Right.
But for the most part, that's it. Just kind of came out of nowhere.
Phenomenal player. He's amazing.
And of course, we talk about his last name.
Yep.
And this is when we discover that
all the different ways people have screwed it up.
One of them being Kuykendall.
Yeah.
Which is special because that's a really fun name.
He will be forever known.
What's your name? Kuykendall.
Yep.
And we talk about the Tommy Awards.
Yeah.
You know, he's performed in both. He's won awards with formerly known as in both. And we break into that, his career, his history. He's from Missouri.
Yeah.
I met his parents. We talk about that. So,
yep.
But this was very long.
Yeah. And
again, thanks for hanging out.
And before we cut it off, I want to go back to one thing really quick.
Okay.
The Christmas for the Kids that they're doing at Hadley's.
Yes.
We mentioned it at the start because Hadley's is one of our sponsors. This is a big deal, and a lot of people put a lot of work into this. Mm-hmm. So they get out there and support them, man. A lot of bands are going to give their time and play these things and get you to come, but it's about so much more than that. Mm-hmm. Make a difference in some people's lives this holiday season.
And pay attention to Rick Hales.
Yes.
Facebook thread and follow him.
Right.
He's the guy behind all of that.
He puts it together. He puts a lot of work and time into this, and make it worth his while. Get out there and support this thing and make a difference in some people's lives.
Well, awesome. Yep. Appreciate that, Jeff. And after all of that, go to the rhythmsectionpod.com.
Yeah.
Go check us out. You can find our Instagram page, Facebook page, entire episode archive, and all the good stuff.
Get out and support local music.
Do it.
Yep.
Do it. All right, y'all.
See you next time.
Thank you for hanging out. And now please listen to our interview with Seth Kuykendall. Jeff,
Derrick.
We have the great Seth Kuykendall with us.
Yes, we do.
How are you, Seth?
Hello. I'm great, man.
So you should feel very special today. Do you know why?
He knows why.
You are the only one that gets to do this twice.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because we totally fucked up your last interview. That's why. To put it kindly.
Was it really us or was it the equipment?
Something went down.
Yeah, something was wrong with the board or something.
So
No
Seth,
worries.
Yeah, that's all right. We just wanted to see you again, man. We like you, man.
You can
fun.
come hang out anytime. We're interviewing other people. You can just hang out in the corner.
So some context, a little story time here. So Seth was kind enough to join us last season. And it was a long day with me and Jeff. There was someone, power washing outside the studio. So it just screwed everything up. And it was just one of those days. And then the next day, Alex gets the files. No go. Yeah. Something happened with both my board and my laptop. Both, I record this in two different spots, and both
took it down.
We're totally in the shitter. So sorry, Seth. Call him like, hey man, we need to rebook you.
Yeah.
So we do.
Yeah.
And then I cancel the show.
And I think it was your dad. I had just seen your dad post on Facebook. He was so proud that you had come in and done an interview. And I was like, son of a bitch.
And then I canceled on him.
Yeah.
Now you're back.
Yeah.
You're one of the first guys I called back, bro.
I'm glad it worked out.
No, but for real though, me and Jeff were like, Seth's going to be on this season. We got to get him in here. So.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, no, this is
we
fun.
Love having you here.
But it was such a long time ago. It feels like that. I forget everything you told us.
Yep.
It was June, July, something like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got to have a refresher course on Seth.
Sure.
Kuykendall.
Kuykendall, that's right.
That's correct.
I'm not going to play around and call you Kuykendall or any of that shit anymore.
Yeah, it's not Kuykendall.
Because Kuykendall. Is that one that you get?
Yes.
Kuykendall.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's, you know what? I think if I were you, I'd have to change my name to Kuykendall.
Kuykendall. What's your name? Kuykendall.
I love it. One of those freaky Dutch names.
Yeah.
Well, I got a freaky French name that gets butchered all the time.
Yeah.
Machad.
Yeah.
It's weird, but Michaud is what it is. I sat my daughter down when, she was old enough to understand. I was like, all right, there's only a few guarantees in life. You're going to die. She's like, Dad, what the fuck? No. Death, taxes, and your last name is going to be mispronounced the rest of your life. Just get used to it.
Oh, yeah.
New band name, Kuykendall McCod.
Yeah, I can see that logo.
Oh, my God.
People are going to see that Facebook page and be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Hey, in elementary school, I was Seth Crocodile. So, yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
fun fact, Seth is my middle name.
Really?
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yep. Derrick Seth Michaud.
I didn't know that either.
Wow.
Yep. And it was supposed to be my first name.
Yeah.
But my grandfather was so French, he couldn't say Seth. It was Set.
No.
Right.
The French can't, they struggle with the TH.
Okay.
So my mom was like, I can't have that. So she came up with Derrick.
We can only have people screwing up your last name.
That's right.
Not first
God,
and last.
Seth Michaud. Whatever. All right. No. So, Seth, great having you back. Good to be here and looking forward to hanging out. you know? In this new audio only situation we're in.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Less pressure. No cameras.
Less pressure. Yeah. Of all the new guests that we're fixing to interview, you're the only one that's going to say you saw both versions.
Yeah.
Until we get people like Sean Few back in here for a second round,
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So let's pretend that we didn't have this conversation and tell us a little more about, first off, formerly known as, by the time people got through our intro, they knew that. But let's talk about your history a little bit. I know you're from Missouri, correct?
Yeah, originally. I grew up in a really small town in southeast Missouri, Caruthersville. So the population is like, 6,000, 7,000.
Mid-South Wrestling used to make its way through Caruthersville.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
It did.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always appreciate a good wrestling territory.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Did you watch, did you attend these wrestling events?
No.
He's a youngster.
Never
That was
been into
before his
wrestling.
time.
No. But yeah, an hour and a half from Memphis. So I was somewhat familiar with this area before I even lived here. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. So you'd come and visit and stuff, right?
Yeah. I'd come down here, go to the guitar shop and, stuff like that.
What was the guitar shop?
Always been Martin Music. for me, and go out to Guitar Center sometimes.
Yeah.
Still, do you ever?
I went to Martin Music yesterday to
nice.
pick up a few things, but yeah.
No, they moved a few years ago because they were on Germantown Road.
Well, they're on Poplar now.
Yeah. I went in there a few times when they were on Germantown Road, and they had the most amazing collection of guitars I'd ever seen.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
They have a great bass. They're good for bass guitars too.
Okay.
Yeah, they are spectacular, and they have played an important role in me getting in the Memphis music scene.
Cool. This is correct.
Yeah.
That's right. This is part of the story.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with a place called Revolve Guitars up in Bartlett?
Yeah, I've been in there.
Yeah, I used to go there when I lived. I didn't really live out that way. I can't remember why I used to go there a lot. Oh, I would take my guitars there to get tweaked and fixed and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, they had a good guy there. So it's a neat little mom and pop.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yarbros.
Yeah.
Man, these guys need to be sponsors.
Agreed.
Let's talk about the Martin Music deal, or do you want to, we're skipping ahead too far here. So let's talk about, what do you want to talk about? Go to your list. I'm already screwing this up. Jesus fucking. Well, it's because this is what happens when you have to do the interview again.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
okay.
I'm turning my mic off. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Can you hear me?
I hear you vaguely.
All right, go ahead, Jeff. Take over.
Okay. So Seth, talk to us, man. Your family is still in Missouri?
Yeah. All of them are. My dad and my stepmom try to make it down here every once in a while to see me play and everything. And
cool.
Both of my folks are always very supportive of me playing music.
Any brothers and sisters?
No, only child.
Only child.
Yeah, man.
I'm back.
All right.
Did you guys miss me?
Welcome back.
Okay. I'm an only child too.
Yeah. We're a different breed. You know.
Yeah, like I don't consider myself a selfish person, but I certainly like my time.
Yes.
And space.
Absolutely.
It's like, that's just, I just need to zig and zag at my will.
My social battery gets drained very quickly.
Yep.
So
I'm with you.
So
I would not have guessed that about you. Really?
Really?
No, every time I've seen you, met you at Neil's or wherever you guys are playing, you're super outgoing and energetic.
Well, I try to.
I've never gotten that "get the fuck away from me" vibe.
No, I never want to be a dick like that.
Yeah,
but
you're thinking it, you just don't say it.
Oh no.
Yeah, you are.
Just kidding, man. No, you've always been super nice and very outgoing. So, but I get it. I understand that the only child people tend to. Kind of
only child, you people.
You see that? You people.
He's only child
you
racist.
People? What do you mean, you people?
Man, I'm going to cancel you.
Okay, Derrick, you take over now.
So it's well known that you played for years before joining a band. So we're going to get to the band stuff too, but what were you digging into? What were your influences? What were the first things coming into your lexicon musically?
Man, I remember being 6 or 7 and really getting into the Beatles and Elvis.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
Just the two biggest iconic bands ever.
Right. God, that would have been 1999, 2000-ish, something like that. And so I was already a music freak then, before I even, considered playing an instrument. I got a guitar, I think, when I was about 8, and I still didn't want to play it. I just kind of messed with it a little bit. But then when I was 11, I started taking it seriously and learned a few riffs and everything.
What were they?
And so,
do you remember what?
I think it was Secret Agent Man.
Oh, that's cool.
The riff to that?
Mine was Pipeline.
Yeah.
By the Safaris or the Ventures. I can never remember which one.
So there was always an acoustic guitar in the corner of our living room because my dad plays. And he just kind of strums acoustic. He never played electric or plays lead or anything like that. But, the guitar was always around. So, he could show me a few things. But I learned a few things, and there was kind of a light bulb moment that, maybe I can learn how to do this. And so I really started taking it seriously when I was 11 or 12.
And what's great about doing it that age, because I'm probably 12, 13.
Yeah.
you don't have a whole lot of distractions. You don't have a job. You don't have bills to pay.
Right.
You know, like it's the time to break into it. For sure.
Right. So I showed some potential in doing this, and so for my 12th birthday, my folks got me a Stratocaster.
Oh, nice.
And just
Hell yeah.
yeah, so cool. And then from really that on, that's all I did. I got home from school and played guitar for like 5-6 hours straight. And that's all I did for years.
Cool.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yes. Yeah, it was the only thing I was good at. I mean, that's just what I did.
This might be before your time, young man, but my first guitar came out of the Sears Roebuck catalog.
Wow. Okay.
Do you remember? Was that around?
No. I know what it is. But yeah.
I remember when you could buy guns from the Sears.
I mean, it was everything. It was like Amazon in a book.
It was great.
For real. Only you could, when you were a kid, you look at the bra section and all that shit. It was all he had. That's all I had.
Right.
We didn't have Google then. Now you can Google anything.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, man, that was my thing. That's like all I did up until, throughout high school, college, and everything. I just play guitar. That's it.
Sideline. Do you have a favorite Beatles album?
Rubber Soul.
Oh, you the man.
Rubber Soul, man.
I love it. Oh, we have become best friends, everybody.
But caveat, so the track listing for the Capitol Records version of Rubber Soul, because they changed it a little bit. They took a few songs off of the Help album and put it on Rubber Soul.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one I really like.
In Paperback Writer, was that one?
I think
single. I know one of them didn't have Drive My Car. I can never remember which side.
Yeah. The version I love doesn't have Drive My Car, which is a great song, but I think it's got like I've Just Seen a Face off of the Help album put on there. But
I see. Yeah.
But yeah, that era of the Beatles was so cool because it's when they started doing drugs, but they weren't like
for real.
But they weren't way out there.
100%. We're gonna make Jeff. His eyes are going to glaze over because we're talking Beatles in another 5 minutes here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone, Sgt. Pepper's looks like that's the big pivotal. It is mind blowing how they changed that.
Yes,
but there was a roadmap to it, so then it's easy to look at Revolver because they really got a little trippy in Revolver.
Yeah.
Rubber Soul, man, that was became a band.
Yeah. They started changing.
It wasn't bubblegum, super over reverb stuff.
Yes.
It was really just and Ringo drumming and everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, we could do a whole episode on the Beatles, but
that's like my Desert Island album. That might be my number one.
Nice,
cool. out of any artist.
Sure.
Yeah,
Love
awesome. That stuff.
Love that.
Yeah,
love that. My Metallica would be somewhere in the mix for me there.
Okay,
I don't know if I could just choose one.
Yeah, that's hard for me.
Rough.
That's hard for
I
me.
will say I do, and this is the only band I can say this about. I do have my favorite Beatles song, and it's "Ticket to Ride."
Oh yeah,
that drum, that droning note.
Yeah, so
great.
Good.
I'd play it, but we would get kicked off iTunes for the next 50 years.
Right. So sometimes at Soundcheck, Jacob and I'll play Beatles tunes, and we'll play. We can work it out and Ticket to Ride and all that stuff.
Great stuff.
Yeah. So cool.
Did you ever get into Floyd? Just interested. Did you ever
love Pink Floyd? Yeah, David Gilmour is definitely a top 5 guitarist for
especially
me.
Strat.
Yes.
I mean, he knows how to make a Stratocaster sing.
Yes, absolutely. And he's great at note choice, and he doesn't have to shred or play super fast. It's
He makes every note count.
Yeah, tons of emotion in his playing. I love that stuff.
Favorite Floyd album?
Animals.
Oh, dude, this guy's awesome. I mean, best friends.
Yeah.
I love you.
Animals is so dark. It's
just in his cool jams. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm being selfish. Talking about what I want to talk about.
Love it.
So, what do you want to go next?
I wanted to throw out there, Gibson has the Les Paul. I think that Fender should introduce the Kuykendall.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah.
I think you should just change your stage name to Kuykendall.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, and to our stage right, lead guitar player, Kuykendall.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, man.
We should do it.
People will dig it.
We should do it.
Now, you mentioned something earlier. I don't know if we're skipping ahead here, but we've all known that formerly known as was your first band.
Maybe.
But now you just dropped a nugget before we hit record that might not be the case.
Maybe. Yeah. So
do tell.
When I was a senior in high school, I was Yeah, in a band with some older guys that were, in their 20s and 30s. And we never played a gig. We just rehearsed a bunch.
That counts.
It does count.
We did make it into a studio.
Oh, it really counts.
And we recorded a record. But
it went from maybe I was in another band to, back in the day I recorded a full album with these guys.
Okay, but the thing is we never played a gig. We never had a bass player either.
No, it doesn't count at all.
So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, jeez.
You just lost. Yeah, you just lost best friend status with Derrick.
The two favorite albums.
We couldn't find one.
Ground.
I mean,
because we're so rare.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's hard to find a really
good
one.
It was all original material.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it was cool.
I mean, damn, dude.
Do you still have this material?
Yeah, I've got a CD floating around somewhere.
You gotta find that.
Yeah,
pull it out for sure.
Yeah,
the CD.
Yeah. Hey now.
But that's wild, man. I mean,
but it just kind of fizzled out, and it didn't really go anywhere. And then around the same time, I left town to go to college and all that stuff. So so yeah.
So let's talk about how Formerly Known As came to be, because this is a fun story. This is just things that just kind of happened.
Right. It was back in 2020, fall of 2020. I decided I wanted a new guitar. I was going to trade a couple guitars in and buy something new. So I go to Martin Music and I'm, trying out different instruments. And, I'm trying to get the feel of this guitar,
seeing what it can do. So I'm playing random stuff. I'm playing Rush. I'm playing Stairway. I'm playing, No Stairway Denied. all kinds of stuff. And Chris Gafford, one of the guys that works there, he was like, dude, do you play all these songs in a band? And I'm like, no, this is just what I'll listen to. And, I'm playing like Steely Dan and Grateful Dead and Joe Walsh licks and Pink Floyd and, just...
Not Smoke on the Water.
No.
Right.
I love Richie Blackmore, though. Like, great stuff.
Yeah.
But he goes, hey, you should hit up my friend Sean Few. He's in a band called the Dantones. He's looking for a guitarist. You really need to get in contact with him. I'm like, yeah, okay. I started texting Sean that night. Yeah, we started talking. I went out to see the Dantones, I think at Hadley's a few weeks after that. Yeah, so Sean's like, you should come in and do an audition for the Dantones. I'm like, okay, sure.
Nice.
So he sends me like 24 songs, learn all that stuff.
24 songs?
Yeah.
For an audition?
Yeah, it was... Yeah.
Damn, Sean.
Yeah. It was like 2 full sets of music. Yeah. So I show up to this rehearsal space, and it's funny, as I'm loading my stuff in, this other guitarist is loading his stuff out.
Classic story.
He had done the audition too. I just kind of say hi to him, in passing, and it was Julian Wong. Yeah, so I'm thinking, man, I guess this guy's like my competition. I'm sure he's like really, really good. So anyway, do the audition. It goes well. And then maybe a week later, I get word from Sean that the Dantones are no more. Him and the other guys had decided to kind of part ways, which was very disappointing to me. But he's like, don't worry, there's something else in the works. Maybe about a month after that, he's like, okay, here's a dozen more songs. Show up at this house in a couple weeks, and we're going to rehearse. This is a new project. I'm like, okay. So I show up at Jacob Turner's house, had never met him before. And then that same guitarist from the Dantones audition was there, Julian Wong.
Yeah.
So we did...
The rest is history.
Yeah, we did, I think, 3 or 4 rehearsals and played our first gig as Formerly Known As in February, I think, of 21.
Where was it?
Neil's.
Oh, cool. That's fitting.
Yeah. So that was like the first gig I'd ever played, and I was nervous as crap.
Yeah.
I know you had this story about this old band and that, but with all honesty, you've never played live.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, you are just jumping into the fire,
right?
For sure.
Right.
Well, did Sean wear skinny jeans then?
Yes.
So that's always been a thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Always been a thing.
Yeah.
So how'd that first show go?
Very first song, our track was in the wrong key.
Nice.
So that's how we started off the night. And
Was the track in the wrong key, or did you guys just like how? You rehearsed to the track?
I don't know. There was some kind of mismatch, between the track and us.
The keys did not match, but that sucks. Yeah.
But yeah, there was like 5 seconds of like pure terror, and then Jacob stopped the track real quick, and we continued on without it. So that was the very first.
That's so That's so cover band gig music stuff. Like,
right.
Brand new band.
Yeah.
Brand new lineup. Everyone knows Sean. They show up. And now forever, the history and the story are formerly known as, it started that way.
Yeah.
But that's the shit that happens though.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's like, damn.
So funny, quick story. When I was at Jimmy Fulp's house, Jimmy and Donna's, Jimmy was showing me this program that he uses for the tracks and to put them in order and to play them. And if you screw up, you can hit mistakenly 2 tracks at once and have 2 different things going. And Jimmy said that happened to him on, I think it may have been the first 6 Feet Thunder gig, and he had to reach over and kill it.
Yeah.
Well, at Soundcheck the other night for the first Contraband show ever, I did the same thing. Thankfully, it was just Soundcheck. It wasn't the actual gig.
Okay.
But when you reach over to hit the button, if you, by mistake, you got 2 going.
Double tap. Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
And it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, my casino years, we were all track heavy, and we certainly had those train wrecks. Whether we skip a beat, something would happen, and then there's no recovery. You just got to kill it.
Yeah.
And then when we're playing Earth, Wind, and Fire as a 3-piece music, instrument with lead female, and you kill the 15 instruments on that track,
Yeah.
holy letdown.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. But then it turned around.
Yeah.
The gig turned around.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great.
Did he throw you on the mic too early on? Were you singing early on as well?
I had never sang before, but he just kind of pushed me. He's like, yeah, you can sing. You can do this.
How did he know that? Did he hear you? Did he test you out?
I guess. Well, so in my audition, I'm like, yeah, I'll do backups. I'll do background vocals. Yeah, I think I can handle that. But he's like, no, you can sing lead too. I'm like, okay.
Deeper into the flames.
So yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, and that was 21, you said?
Yeah, early 21. So
nice.
And Sean is actually really good at that. He has a way of, he will throw you into the fire, but he does it and he gives you the confidence to think you can actually pull it off.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah,
you got this.
He's good at that.
Yeah, Sean will push you, but it's very constructive.
It can be, it's constructive, and it can be scary as hell.
Yeah,
hell yeah, yeah. I know we're jumping around here, but what was the move to Memphis like? What was that thing that just finally pushed you in that direction?
I got a job down here. So
were you looking for a job because you wanted to come to Memphis, or did it just work out that way?
It just kind of worked out that way. Yeah, it wasn't like I was dead set on coming here.
Same job you're at now?
Yes.
So remind us what you do.
I work in water management for the Army Corps of Engineers.
I remember that.
Oh, that's right, Smarty Pants over here. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but I bet a job like that, right?
It's a good gig.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, what does that mean? What do you do?
We take care of the Mississippi River and its tributaries. So flood control, making sure the river's open for navigation, stuff like that.
So dredging it and all that?
Yeah.
You guys
okay.
Do you know what's going on for Arcabatla Dam?
All I know is they have issues. So that's not in Memphis district. It's Vicksburg district. So not,
Vicksburg district.
Yeah. So
I get the Memphis part, but Vicksburg?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild. But it is nuts when you go out to that lake now and it's just a field with like a little stream going through it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all grass.
Yeah. I'm not on the up and up with Arcabatla,
but you don't have there's not a magazine that covers different dams that you just follow like Popular Science or Rolling Stone. They don't have the dam magazine.
The Corps
damn magazine.
The Corps used to have a magazine. I think they stopped producing it though.
No one's reading magazines. What else do you have on your list that we're missing here? Oh, gear. You want to talk about your gear?
Oh yeah, man. I love gear, and I'm always tweaking my tones and stuff. like I said before, I'm a huge like Gilmore fan, and he's got a massive rack of pedals and everything like that. So that's been ingrained in me a little bit. So I'm definitely not a plug and play, just plug straight into the amp and that's it. Like I always have to have my pedals and stuff. So
I'm always in awe of like pro players' pedal boards.
Yeah.
Because it's like an art form for you guys, how you place everything.
So I used to gig with like an actual board with individual pedals and an amp, but I switched to a Helix about a year ago, and I've been loving that. So like Josh Haynes plays a Helix, and so several other guys do too.
He does okay.
Maybe I can get Jeff Cobble to use a Helix.
Yeah. Man,
so you know how I was talking about the art form of pedal boards, and we pick on we love our friend Jeff Cobble, but he's got a homemade deal, man. That is full of squirrels, man. Like, you never know what's going to happen with that thing.
Nice.
I've rehearsed with Jeff Cobble hundreds of times, and I think every single time something's gone out on that pedal board.
We love you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that, man.
That's definitely happened to me. It's very frustrating, like in the middle of the song.
Legitimately, where do you start? When something's going on, where in this chain is...
How do you know which one, which cable it is and what's causing the problem?
Yeah, it's
and in the middle of a song, it must be a nightmare when you're just like feeling like terror. Like, what's going on with my shit?
Yeah, it's bad. But
so the Helix, is it just no problems, no issues? It just always works?
I haven't had any, and it'll like, you don't have to worry like about a bad patch cable or something in between a pedal or something.
Because it's all in one unit.
It's all contained. So
it'll do just about anything you want it to do, I guess.
It sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'm not tech savvy at all. What is it about the Helix that separates it from, because they've had these kind of boards for a while.
Yeah.
Is it modeling? Is it the fact that you can choose different amps and they just really matched it well?
You can go down the rabbit hole and adjust all kinds of different parameters. For each effect, for each amplifier, you can choose the different microphone that you put on an amplifier. Like in the Helix, there's all kinds of cool stuff. So
that's pretty rad.
Big shout out to Josh Haynes and Scott Sudbury for giving me like tips.
Scott's big on that?
On how to dial in that stuff. Scott uses something different called a Kemper, but it's still a digital modeler. But I got tips from both those guys.
Digital modeler. That's the way to describe the Helix and them.
Yes.
That's awesome. So you're talking about earlier, Julian. So you were the one you brought it up. You said you wanted. So that means that you guys must have a bond and enjoy playing with each other.
Man, it's so much fun getting to play with him. And the fact that we're different players and how we approach everything is so cool. He's really not big on effects, and I am. And he can bust out some crazy jazz improvisational stuff. And I really can't do that. I like to be like really structured, and know what I'm going to play. But those differences make it to where we can play off of each other really well and
complement each other.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And so,
your tones separate better because, like you said, he's not. He doesn't have a Helix.
Right.
Is that what I gather?
He does use a digital modeler similar to a Helix, but he doesn't rely on effects in the same way. It's like I always have to have a delay or some kind of echo effect to kind of fill out stuff, and he never does that. But it still sounds amazing. So
clearly you guys are doing okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
But then we'll do cool stuff like we'll throw in the Allman Brothers song Jessica. We'll throw that into Purple Rain. Random stuff like that.
Is there harmonizing? In
that? Yeah, exactly. So
and you guys should do some Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Boys Are Back in Town. I know there's so many better songs than that, but Thin Lizzy's known for that harmony guitar.
Right.
What I love about formerly known as, and I'm sure this is great for you and Julian and Sean and for the whole band, Jacob, is that you don't stick with one genre. You guys are playing music from all across the board.
Yeah.
So it gives you that outlet. Like you're not focused on one thing.
Yeah.
You guys are all very versatile with playing different types of music.
Yeah.
And you do it week in and week out. you
Man,
know?
we'll play Wichita Lineman and then followed by Brick House.
Right.
And you know,
24 Carat by Bruno Mars,
Yeah.
and then into some Steely Dan, and
Yeah.
it's pretty neat.
Yeah, for sure.
it keeps it fresh, man.
Very wide range of tunes.
And four lead vocals.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we got Jacob Turner back there who sings his ass off.
Oh
Yeah.
God, the kid just
On drums.
amazes me.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, that first rehearsal with all of them, I was really blown away by Jacob. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, he's drumming like that and singing.
Yeah.
Like,
So there's
Unreal.
history with him and the Dantones. Like Sean had already kind of had him sitting in and jamming with him. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
at
Jacob
a very young age.
Yeah, Jacob had been playing with Sean since he was like 14 or something
Mhm.
like that. So
Prodigy.
yeah,
Straight up.
crazy stuff.
So yeah, I met your parents. I met your mom too. Yes.
Uh,
I know I met your dad.
yeah, my dad, and my stepmom. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They come to as many gigs as they can.
Yeah, so I was walking through Lafayette. So he was like, I heard, "Hey, Derrick." I turn around, and person I don't recognize. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hi, how you doing?" He's
Who
like,
are you, stranger?
he's like, "I'm Seth's dad," and I immediately was like, "What's going on, man?" You know,
Yeah.
it was cool catching up with him.
Mhm.
You know, and because by this time I known that you said that he listens and watched
Yes.
our stuff. Really
Yes.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has he been heartbroken over the
Heartbroken.
over the hiatus?
he was. Yeah, he was really disappointed. He's like, man, I hope they work something out. I hope they bring it back.
We're back.
These jerks. Yeah.
We appreciate the Kuykendall family.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that will never go away.
Kuykendall.
That's my new favorite.
Oh man. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
No, you should not have.
Kuykendall. I know. We're just gonna always say that instead of
Oh.
Kuykendall.
So as far as bands that you're in, you also get to do some stuff with 6 Feet Thunder.
Yeah. So
whenever
when
Mr. Sudbury can't.
So
make
yeah,
it.
when Scott's unavailable, I'll get the call to play with them, and it's so fun getting that like classic rock fix.
Yes.
It's so great.
Such a fun band because again,
Yeah.
you got a stage full of amazing singers.
Yeah,
You got another amazing drummer in Jimmy Fulp who also sings from behind the kit.
Right.
Which
Mhm.
I just don't get it. Maybe one day. I'll
man.
get it.
The highlight of any 6 Feet gig is Jimmy nailing that falsetto part on "I Was Made for Loving
Yeah.
You."
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I know that gets
so
up there.
good.
That gets way up there.
Yeah.
God.
So
Yep, it's great band. You got just Josh Haynes, Mark Holt,
yeah.
Sean Few.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you're on the All Stars band. Of,
Yeah, the Lafayette's All Star Band. So that's another project with Scott Sudbury, and that's super fun. What's
This
cool
was-
about that is we've had a rotating cast of drummers. So I've done that gig with Pete Mandillo. I've done it with Bill Marshall. Jimmy's done it a few times.
Yep.
Jacob's done it. Yeah, super fun.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And whose brother is on bass?
yeah, it's Scott's brother Keith. Yeah,
And then the singer is his sister-in-law.
yes, Vanessa. Yeah.
Wow. Keeping it in the
So-
family.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tons of fun. And Scott's idea was like, well, I'd like to play some of my own original tunes, and let's do some songs that no one else covers. So,
Right. Now,
so,
does that band pretty much exclusively play at Lafayette's?
Yeah, only at Lafayette's, and we were doing it once a month, and then we took like a 6-month break just because our schedules were so crazy
Sure.
because
Right.
of Scott's bands and my bands.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
and-
his band is almost famous, which is
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
busy.
always
Yeah, and then Vanessa plays with Rock the Boat, so she's busy, and yeah, it's just hard to align sometimes.
there's so much intertwining with all these bands, like the Rock
Yeah.
the Boat and Thump Daddy. Those two
Right.
worlds together, so much
Right.
overlap,
Yeah.
and they'll sometimes do shows together. Because
Right.
Right.
Man, Paul Moreau, he's a madman.
Yeah, he is.
he's something.
Yeah.
No, we love Paul.
We love
That's the
Paul.
one we love picking on.
Yeah.
He picks back.
Yeah.
Paul's great. But yeah, and then the other band, the more recent one is the Lost 45s.
Yes.
That's right.
So yeah.
Another.
You guys have a show coming up. Well, as we record this, I think.
October 8th, I think.
Yeah. So, which happened way long ago because this season didn't launch until October 18th. So.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, it was a great gig.
Yeah. Did it go all right? No issues with pedals. You got the Helix. We know
Right,
that
right.
canceled out.
And the Lost 45s is also exclusively at Lafayette's?
So far it has been, but yeah, we're trying to work something out to branch out into different venues.
I think what I'm trying to say is get your ass to Lafayette's and see some of these bands. They're great. I mean, it's a great venue, and there's a lot of great bands.
So
there.
the angle of Lost 45s is sort of like the name, Lost 45s, those album cuts of the 80s bands that
right.
people don't ever hear bands play around at all. B-sides, if you will.
Right.
So let's talk about some of the stuff and artists that you cover, but like I know you do Wang Chung, right? But you don't do the
But
hits.
you're not Wang Chunging tonight.
Right.
That was legit funny.
Man, so yeah, we do things that people have forgotten about from that MTV era. So, we'll do like Alan Parsons Project. We'll do some Bryan Adams deep cuts, Huey Lewis, The Babies, The Cure.
Go Huey.
Yeah, some Saga.
Yeah, I've never even heard of Saga.
Don't know that one.
Right. Yeah, it's all fun.
Cool. That's awesome.
And how many shows have you done so far? 2? 3?
3, maybe 4, I think.
I caught your first one, and I never went back. I think you can figure out why. No, just kidding. No, I loved it. But it was so many of the songs I just didn't know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you guys do it so well.
Right. So yeah, it's me, Sean, Scott, and Jacob who all play together frequently. But then we've got David Haynes from Area 51 on keys, and
that glues it all together, doesn't it?
David is so awesome.
Yeah, he brings such a cool element to all this, and man, he's so meticulous about making all of these keyboard sounds, and they're so accurate.
Oh yeah,
and,
the way he plays sticks in Boston and any of that stuff is just super tramp. All this stuff, is spot on sound wise.
Yeah, so we do Walking on a Thin Line, but Huey Lewis, and there's a portion of that song where there's a gunshot effect, and David programmed that. And
awesome.
The first time he did it at rehearsal, I went, "What?
Yeah.
That's great.
So cool."
I love that song.
Yeah.
The breakdown in the Yes song, not Roundabout. Shoot, I can't believe I can't remember.
You got me, brother.
We'll circle back. There's a Yes song that you guys do. Oh, Owner of a Lonely Heart.
No.
There's do you guys do that?
Or is that
Area 51
Well, I
does
know,
that.
but I'm saying like you or you wouldn't do it in formerly known as. Anyways,
No.
there's a breakdown in Owner of a Lonely Heart that is like a
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and he nails it.
Yeah, he's got all the sounds.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I'm
That's
derailing them.
Yeah.
This is it gets to the point where I have to play this.
No. No, I get it because when he mentions somebody like David Haynes, you gotta talk about it. The guy's so good.
Yeah,
he
I love
does.
David.
So.
Yeah.
What's the future looking like? You got any ideas on? Did we touch on original music on the botched interview? You write at all?
No, I've really never attempted to write. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Sean will start pushing me to do that because I know he writes and Jacob writes and I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jacob, Land Divided.
Yeah.
How about Julian?
Yeah.
Does he mess around with that?
I don't think so. I've never heard him mention that. Yeah, I don't know.
Tommy Awards. I remember we talked about that too.
Oh yeah.
So you had a cool experience at the Tommy Awards.
Yeah.
You've played 2 years. You played both.
Yeah,
correct?
we performed at both. The first one in 2022, and then this year's.
And you won this year. You won an award this year, right?
So in 2022, we won Best Dance Band and Best Stage Show, which was crazy. Our first year out, we ended up winning 2 awards. So that was a surprise. And very grateful for that. And then this year we won, man, what did we win?
Was it Best Pop Band?
Best Pop Rock Artist.
Pop Rock.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Best Pop Rock.
Yeah.
Who did you beat out? Who did you smoke in that category?
I can't remember.
That's right. Who are they? No,
we're not gonna.
I don't know.
So when you're jamming out on stage and you're having a good time, what are some of the highlight songs that you know? We all have them. Like, oh, I can't wait. I love it when I get to play this song for whatever reason. I have them. Do any songs stick out for you? Nope.
Hotel
They're
California.
all great. Oh, okay.
And really because Julian and I get to do,
Yes.
that thing,
Yes.
playing off each other. That's real special.
I bet.
What is the name of the Steely Dan song that I completely butchered the night that I played with you guys?
Was it Peg? Do you guys play Peg?
No, Area 51 does Peg.
It was one.
I'd love to play that though.
Sean Few just threw it out there and said, "Do this," and I did it, and it was terrible.
Don't Take Me Alive.
That may have been it.
Is that it?
Asia, Reeling in the Ears?
Yeah. We do Reeling in the Years. Yeah. Was it that, Jeff?
I don't know.
He blacked out. It was like traumatic.
No, it was. It was very traumatic. It was terrible.
But
you were great.
Going back to Sean just throwing you in the fire, I mean, that's not a song that you can fake.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Sean does that all the time. We'll get a request for a tune that we barely know and never played before. And he's like, all right, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Key of C, let's go.
Man, when that happens to me, I can't breathe. I'm holding my breath the whole time.
I just roll my guitar's volume down real low.
Let Julian do all the work.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing you, air quote, fake Eruption.
Yeah,
one night.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh,
really
God.
Because someone called it out and you just went into it. And I was like, yeah, man, he's crushing it. And then 3/4 of the way, you just stopped and you're like, I don't know, I've never played that before. I'm like, what do you fuck off? You haven't played that before. There's no way you can just fake that on the spot like that, but you pulled it off.
Yeah. I never got into learning a ton of Van Halen. I love the band, love all the tunes and know a lot of the tunes, but never, learned all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Were you into Zeppelin at all?
Yeah, I love Zeppelin.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
I was a latecomer to Van Halen. It was all about Sammy Hagar for me.
Okay, yeah. I love Sammy.
Yeah, well, 5150 was that I was 12, I think.
Yeah.
And that was the one that hit me first. Back when you had Columbia House and you get 12 cassettes for a penny.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Favorite Van Hagar album?
I know.
For an awful carnal knowledge is
it's
one of mine.
Balance for me.
Balance is a good one.
Oh yeah.
I'm not deep in the Sammy.
Yeah.
That was the last one they did with Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's great.
It's a good album.
Is
great.
How many did they do with Sammy?
4? Or am I?
4 or 5, yeah.
It's 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, 5150 though. I remember I was jamming up to that.
Oh yeah.
Heavily on that cassette player I had.
Yeah.
What's a cassette?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'll never forget. My mom took me to Kmart. Got me my first Walkman, and the first cassette was Robert Palmer.
Oh wow.
Riptide was the album, which had the hits with the videos with the chicks.
Yeah.
Simply
Go
Irresistible.
Darlene.
No, the one before that.
Oh, before that.
I can't. Man, I can
Addicted to Love.
Addicted to Love.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was so close from hitting the squirrel button. I'm out of practice. For context, this is our first day in the new season. Before you joined us today, Seth, we had Troy Isom.
Yeah,
and
Troy's so great.
Yeah, and he's a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah,
and then after you, we got Darren Lee from the keyboard player from Elevation. But it's the first day of interviews for me and Jeff in 2.5 months.
Yeah, we're rusty.
I'm so rusty. So I'm just going to play all the sounds at once. Sorry for that.
That was painful.
That was painful. But did we miss anything? Is there anything on your list that we missed
that you want to?
Because I'll fade the music out if we did.
Yeah.
Man, I think we covered.
I think we did
about it all. Yeah.
If we could salvage episode 1, man, we'd cover everything.
Yeah.
Kuykendall was not mentioned in the first go around.
We can be grateful for the mess up for that alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if not for the botched interview, we would not know about Kuykendall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Yeah.
Look, dude, that's going to stick with you just like skinny jeans and fanny packs and
alcohol-infused cupcakes, right? With Jimmy. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming up again, though, Seth. We do enjoy you.
Man, I appreciate both of you guys.
Man, we love having you.
This was fun. Thanks for making the drive down, and we pray that the files are okay this time.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
Yes.
If we have issues today, then that means we got to redo 3 interviews.
That means that it's him.
That's right.
It's off of us at this point.
It's just bad juju.
Some people do that. Some people do that. They come in here with a bad attitude.
Well, I think we brought the juju in here from Ernestine and Hazel's. Maybe it's all gone by now.
Yeah.
Did you know Julian's nickname is Juju?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wish I had the.
Yeah, so write that down.
I need that sound. Oh, we can do this. Where is it? Let's put the fader up. I'm sorry to all of our listeners. I'm an idiot.
It'll get better. We promise.
Well, awesome, man. Let's talk about the call to action here. So we got a new website. It's called therhythmsectionpod.com.
Is it new?
Well, relatively speaking.
It's been around a minute.
It's new to a lot. And go there, find our Facebook page, all our archive episodes, a little about me and Jeff, sexy faces, all of that. So please check that out. Also, go to 131 West Commerce Street, Hernando, Mississippi, and say hello to my friend Ryan Duran at Boba Cream. And look to your left, and you're going to see our merch, right,
Yeah,
Jeff?
that's it. And look, we want to say thanks to the audience. I've posted this on Facebook a few times. Without you guys, this doesn't happen. Audience, sponsors, people that come in here and give us their time for these interviews. It's awesome. We appreciate all of you. And that said, audience, get off your ass and go see a band.
That's right. Formerly known as Great Band. Go check them out. They play constantly. You can catch them at Neil's. You can catch them at Hadley's. You can Rockhouse, Collierville, Lafayette's. Goodness.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks, Seth. Good having you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for
Glad
coming
to
in,
be
man.
here.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.